Welcome back to another episode of You Only Live Once podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Adiola. All right. But you can call me Addie. Today, we are going to be talking about the someday trap. In a time where creativity and putting yourself out there has seemed to be the mainstream idea. All right. A lot of people got these dreams. Sorry, we're in the time of dreams. Not so much chasing them, but having them, talking about them, thinking we finna do that, but we don't. So, you put it off to the side because someday it'll happen. I've been a someday person. Okay, I used to say that to myself all the time, and I got these glasses on right now because we're gonna really dissect this. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we do that to our dreams? Why do we do that to our desires? Why do we do this? It's not healthy. All right, creativity, the way we used to play as kids and have imaginations and stuff, we just did it. Okay, we made that imaginary cake out of mud, twigs, and grass and a little bit of water and acted like it was the best thing we ever tasted. Like, we didn't think as kids someday. Maybe when we got older, like, okay, someday I'll be able to buy myself that McDonald's because I'll have that McDonald's money. But, as adults, when we can now do the things, for whatever reason, it's put off to the wayside. So, of course, in true podcast fashion, I have my notes already. So, let's get into it. Someday. It's not a day of the week. It is a graveyard for ambition. Alrighty. Describing this is okay. Obviously, the description of a graveyard is crazy, but it's really when you're putting something off, okay, it dilutes your ambition, okay, because you are waiting for the perfect conditions to present themselves. More time, more money, more access, more proximity, whatever that is, more confidence, whatever that is, you put it to the side. You say you ain't good enough to be the main focus. Even if it is a hobby, someday you'll get into scrapbooking again, but you keep putting it down. You keep buying a new journal, but you ain't filling it up. You ain't filling it up. You keep buying a new camera, but you ain't taking them pictures. Okay, you keep buying new damn shoes, but you not wearing them nowhere. You just got a closet full of shit. You just got a house full of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I want this episode today, because we only live once, this got to be a reality check. I'm sorry. I get it. We as mainstream people, we look at people who are doing it at first in the beginning stages before they get the accolades. They look crazy. Okay. We treat them and their ambition as like a humiliation ritual in a way. Because it's like, how? Like, why are you doing that? Who cares? And you even tell yourself that to your some days. Who cares? That's also an excuse. That is also an excuse. But honestly, in order to release yourself from the shackles of someday it'll happen, or one day, or waiting for the perfect conditions, just admit that someday is damn near equivalent to you telling yourself never. It's putting it all to a halt. And I don't think that's fair. I was listening to a YouTube video. It was a motivational video, but the woman that was speaking was a pastor. And she was talking about how she went to church and the preacher said perfection is a demonic choreography. I was like, ooh, that's low key deep, because we attribute some days to being a perfectionist. Like, oh no, this has to be done completely right and all that. Like, you assign yourself a rubric that has been defined out of comparison. You're not giving yourself a chance to just try, or to just present, or to just let it live as something outside of you, because you don't trust its full vision. You don't trust your dream's full vision. We may have dreams, but our dreams, once they are the reality, once they get the permission to be birthed, they take on a life of its own. Absolutely. And the only way to be able to fully realize that and recognize that is once you put it out there, is once you finally do it. Whatever that looks like, whether it's you finally developing a roll of film and now you're archiving it in a photo album the proper way, or sending out holiday cards, whatever that looks like, you finally do it. You know, it may seem simple or like, oh, who cares? But whoever may receive the holiday card or that calendar you printed or whatever it is, whatever creative output that you want to put out there or archive, when you look back on it, or when you look back on it, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did this. I'm so glad I printed out these photos. Or somebody may call you, one of your family members, I love these photos. You know, my God, these are so cute for the holidays on my fridge. You know? It takes on a life of its own, and it's supposed to bring pleasure and joy to others, and sometimes your future self. Whether you're archiving something that you really like, or you're just letting it get them 3 views on YouTube, whatever it is. So, my next point is, why do we get stuck in this, right? We feel that it's emotionally safe to dream about the goal without starting it, because you can't fail at something you ain't started. You can't fail at something you haven't begun. Right? Isn't that crazy? It's the fear of failure. Why are we afraid to fail? Obviously programming, okay, school, okay, sports, okay, discipline at school and in the home. Being wrong was territory for punishment, right? And when it has to do with ourselves, we punish ourselves for being wrong, or being like, oh, that didn't slap, basically, you know? Or another reason why we get stuck, we tell ourselves, obviously, when this happens and I can do this and this, like, you start giving yourself this gameplay, essentially. Now, as y'all can see on my journey, hey, look, I done started and restarted a podcast on my own and with others many times. And the most previous time, I was like, I really thought I needed to do a podcast with somebody, because the last time I did it by myself, I don't know why I didn't use like other resources to put myself out there. I didn't know I could. But I was like, the only way people are going to pay attention to me is when I have this kind of host, and I have this kind of place to do it at. I did it like I was putting that parameters in front of me, but still the content needed to be said. The content needed to be created. And I followed my little old rubric of comparison. And within that partnership podcast, it did not go forward, right, in the way that I thought the fruit would be. But that was a way I made my own dream stuck, you know, by giving up on it because of slow traction at the time in 2023. And so on and so forth. Being in college, when I was doing Eddie Talks, like letting little things stand in the way because the conditions aren't perfect, and you're fast forwarding what thriving is looking like, what building traction is looking like, instead of practicing grit. This shit, Creating and honestly just birthing your dreams takes a lot of tenacity. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of work. Even if you're a novice at it and you're just doing it for fun, it takes work. It's not no walk in the park. Okay? So, in order to unstick yourself, obviously, hey, first just do it. Even if you do get all the right conditions and everything, do it. Do it. Print it, send it, archive it, post it, apply to it. See how far it can get you. But you first got to dip your toe. Okay? Don't let your anxiety of planning how the whole lifestyle and everything it should be and all that dilute the vision, the initial vision, okay? So, of course, let's zoom out a little bit, okay? If you're a somebody kind of person, right in that moment, why you feel like those barriers or conditions is going to allow you to finally be able to discover what that is. Okay? And then answer these questions as if the person that's already doing it. Okay? And then write a date. When do I want to start doing this? When do I want to start pursuing this hobby, this goal, this dream? When do I want to start? Mark it on your calendar. Period. Because you want to plan everything, mark it on your calendar. And then do it. Do it. On that day. No excuses. And you better write a promise to yourself as well. And the next line, I promise yourself that you will go after it. Go to that first class, whatever it is. All right? We literally only live once, and we cannot continue to allow our anxieties or shoulda, coulda, wouldas, our conditional prerequisites, or our rubrics that were built and rooted in comparison. We cannot allow those things to hold us back to live our lives and to just be and experience what we need to. Okay? I would even say start visualizing it. Imagine yourself doing it. I literally was listening to a YouTube video. I'm gonna get her name, but she was in a Tyler Perry movie. Was it Tyler Perry? I think it was. She has a TikTok, and I just discovered her out of nowhere. I'm like, oh my God, it's Auntie. She said, I was listening to some music today, and it felt like I was praising, but it wasn't like gospel music. And then she was telling us how she used to listen to gospel music. And obviously you feel the feeling of praise, but you can also feel that on other musics and stuff. So my point is, she even said in the video, put on some music that makes you feel like you are praising, like you're shouting for joy. You're very excited. It gets your mind going. Play something that gets you going, that makes you imagine. Start doing that at least 15 minutes a day, shit. Okay? I really love that because it does put your body and mind into a whole nother atmosphere, and you get to imagining whole other realities that you can literally create out of funness, out of possibility. Okay? So, embrace the imperfections of this journey, to say the most. Embrace it. You know, everything gets better over time. You learn new things. You may even learn that ain't it for you. I know I did. Okay. You may finally start to see what it is that is for you, or you just start to carve out your own niche in a really cute, nice little way, right? An example for me, definitely, I love crocheting. And I've been loving crocheting little dog stuff and like, honestly, just smaller things right now because it's winter and I'm really busy. But all in all though, I really love making stuff for myself. I love it. And for the dog. But I enjoy it. Like, when I know I'm making myself something. And people may be like, oh, you should start a business. I know I've done it, I've tried, y'all. But my heart really sings when, I'm like, ooh, I'm making my birthday dress. Ooh, I'm making the dress for next week. Ooh, like, it's something else for real. Okay. So, let's start small though. Pick something small that you feel like you've been pushing someday to. Okay, commit to doing it on that day that you scheduled for yourself. Work up your confidence, play a song to get you in the mood, or at least imagine exactly what that embodying or just living and experiencing what that dream could be. All right. Um, we live every single day, but are we really living? Are we choosing to live for real? And fortunately, a part of our life, we dream, we visualize, we experience, and it helps the world. It helps Earth. Okay, long as it's in alignment. But yeah, that is my episode for today. Just making sure you guys still live and dream. Alrighty. Let me know your stories down below, of course. What have you been doing and putting off to the side because you feel like no one cares, or that you feel like you wouldn't be good at, but you want to be, or you at least want to try it? Like, literally this year, I want to go horseback riding. I'm in Indiana. I live in the country. Down the road, so many farms. I'm going to one. And I want to work on a farm a little bit. Okay? I want to help a farmer. I want to help Bucky and them, wherever they're at. I don't care. I want to ride a horse. I want to take a picture with a horse, me on the horse. And then I want to take a picture again of me on the horse, but with my crochet on. Like, I want to do cool stuff like that. So I've been dreaming of this since 2024. And I finally want to do it. So let's see if we can hold me to it. This summer, I want to ride a horse. There's this one farm I drive past every freaking day. And I'm going to go over there and I'm going to see if I can get on one of the horses. I want to get on whichever one of them that want me to get on them. Yes. And we're going to make a vlog and everything. So y'all, that's my one thing that I'll be somedaying. Okay. All this creative stuff, I'm doing it. Hey, I'm doing it. So, all in all, believe in yourself. You got this. You only live once, so you gotta have it. You gotta do it. It ain't nobody else getting that thought but you. Others may, and they might execute it, but ain't nobody executing it like you. So you gotta do it. All right, so let me know down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Ciao.